Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the top 10 QBs entering the 2024 college football season. Let's check this out.
Welcome to another
I think I could already guess like the top 5 that's gonna be on this list. Quinn Ewers, of course, Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart, Dylan Gabriel probably as well. I think I would expect Milroe to be in this top 10. Probably not top 5. Who else will be in the top 5? I know I'm definitely missing some, but like out of like the big name quarterbacks, I don't know. I think the guy from Arizona QB.
We've had some fun with these last couple weeks. They're always polarizing. You guys are right. We are wrong. Don't worry. We agree with you. Okay? Because these are simply snapshots of where we're at right now in the off season. When we rank these players, when we rank these teams, they're not set in stone. We are willing to, and in all likelihood, we will adjust here in the coming weeks. But this week is going to be particularly fun, at least for me. I love this position. I love to judge it. I love to be able to watch it. And I've spent way too much time watching tape putting this list together, but I digress. It's been a lot of fun. It's well worth it. I also want you to know ahead of time, if you have not played meaningful snaps, you are not on the list. And with all due respect to some of the bowl performances, Miller Moss is not on the list. Neither is Nico Iamaleava. Okay, not on the list.
Miller Moss is the
Jackson
QB
Arnold
for
Oklahoma,
USC.
Not currently on the list. We are putting together a list of the top 10 quarterbacks returning in college football.
Okay.
A couple of guys that narrowly missed. All right, Garrett Green at West Virginia. Really like his game. Thought he progressed nicely last year. Just missed. Brady Cook at Missouri. Just missed the list.
Oh, yeah, that is. Oh, yeah. Brady Cook is a sleeper for sure.
I think because of upside, perhaps, but I really like Brady Cook too. So it was hard for me not to find a place for him.
Him and Luther Burden really clicked last year
at Ohio State, and then Riley Leonard. When he's healthy, he would definitely be on the list. However,
plays for Duke, right?
So he narrowly misses as well. So no Ohio State quarterback, no Notre Dame quarterback. It's been a while since we put a list together like this that hasn't included one from each of those two places. We will start at number 10. It's Jalen Daniels from Kansas. Now,
Jalen
just talked a little bit about the injury.
I forgot all about him.
Leonard, but I look at what Jalen Daniels has been.
Wasn't he supposed to be in the draft this year?
In his last 14 games that he has completed,
am I bugging?
14 games that he has completed, he's thrown for 3,300 yards, 29 touchdowns against just 8 interceptions, while rushing for another 700 yards by himself.
Okay, incredible. So he's another one of those do it the right QBs.
Before the back injury that sidelined the remainder of the season, looked like he had made strides as far as some of his intermediate and short range accuracy. So I am buying
his throwing
right
motion
now on Jalen Daniels, believing that he's going to have a huge 2024 campaign. That's why a lot of people think Kansas is a legitimate dark horse there in the Big 12. At number 9, Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart I had put him in the top 5, but number 9, okay.
For Ole Miss,
as long as he was on the list, I was going to be good about it.
And it's hard to play quarterback by yourself. So let's just take it with a grain of salt.
He does have some things he needs to clean up on.
Jackson Dart has a great supporting cast.
But if he has a great year this year, he can definitely be first round pick next season.
Sean Judkins this year, but what he's shown with his legs, what he's shown with his arm, the guy just capped off the first 11-win season in school history with a really impressive performance against a good defense in Penn State in the Peach Bowl. Like I just told you, we don't care that much about bowl games, but the Peach Bowl was against a pretty good team. So it is worth noting that 380 and 3 touchdowns.
I just watched this game yesterday too.
I think Jackson Dart's
Ole Miss versus Texas and then watched the highlights and shit.
He's now played a ton of football in that system, and I would expect him to save his best for last here in what should be his final year. Let's go to number 8, Noah Fifita for Arizona.
Yeah, for Arizona. That's the QB I was talking about.
Only 5'11", 175.
Arizona.
And if you look at
when I was watching T-Max highlights, he really flashed for me, bro.
Offer sheet looked
like some of the throws that he was making.
There were a lot of people that looked at him and said, "Yeah, we want you to come be our starting quarterback." But man, he has become a really, really solid player. And granted, it's a very short time frame in which he has been the starting quarterback. It's only been 9 or so games or whatnot. But if you look at how he played after being inserted into the lineup for Jaden DeLaura, he nearly led upsets of both Washington, where They were right there. They lost
USC.
31-24. He almost upset SC at the time. That would have been a massive upset. I believe it was on a Friday night, maybe a Saturday night. I can't remember, but I remember watching the game. From mid-October on, he did not lose again. So Noah Fafita, imagine this year when he's getting starter reps all throughout the offseason.
Him and T-Mac going to be a problem.
In year number 2 as a starter. Let's go to number 7. It's Cam Ward of Miami.
Cam Ward.
Now, probably one of the biggest names to transfer.
I've heard about him too.
I look at Cam Ward at Washington State, and oftentimes he was forced to play outside the system, scramble, maneuver, make plays, run around, look for guys uncovering, find a guy open downfield. And yeah, he made a lot of plays. I mean, really, really solid. Now, though, I look at what he's going to be stepping into at Miami. He's got a really capable.
He transferred to Miami?
That's going to take some of the pressure off him. I think he has a really capable system led by Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator. That system's really good.
Isn't Tyler Van Dyke still at Miami too?
He's not going to have to do as much as he did at Washington State as he did at Miami. He's going to be able to hand the ball off. He's going to be able to just take underneath plays and watch his underneath wide receivers and weapons take the distance. Like, he has an excellent supporting cast with him there in Coral Gables. So I think when you look at Cam Ward, him at number 7, I think we're almost buying a little low here. I would not be surprised at all if Miami has a special season and he elevates way on up the list. It wouldn't shock me whatsoever. At number 6, another guy that was the product of injury last year, I'm putting Cam Rising.
Cam Rising, yeah. Bro, isn't like Cam Rising like 24, 25 still in college, bro? Well, Cam Rising is really good, though. He is really good.
That he was the starting quarterback for Utah.
Like, every time he went against Caleb Williams, he just outplayed him.
Multiple Pac-12 title games. They were 9-1 and won the Pac-12 title game.
I like Cam Rising.
Before they played Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. He got banged up in that game, I might add. Then they were 10-3, another Pac-12 title, lost to Penn State, and he was lost for the season, the next 2 seasons, basically, with a knee injury in that game. So far in his career, he's 18-6 as a starter, with 46 touchdown passes and 13 interceptions. His QBR is north of 83. Pretty dang good. But I think what's most impressive is what happened last year in Cam Rising's absence. In 2022, they scored 39 points per game. Last year, they scored just 23 points per game.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge difference. They declined
85 passing yards per game, and their passing touchdown total without him in the lineup was cut in half. So you don't know what you got till it's gone. Well, that's what we learned last year with Cam Rising. He comes in at number 6.
You got to move to the top 5.
Jalen Milroe for Alabama. Now,
Roll Tide, bro. Don't be surprised if Jalen Milroe has a great season and, you know what I'm saying, somehow wins the Heisman, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And then I think a lot of us were wondering, all right, at what point...
Now, one thing that he's definitely got to work on is his intermediate passing, bro. He's a great deep ball thrower, but at times when he's throwing short and like medium passes, he's missed a lot. But if he can work on that, bro, phenomenal. He'll be great top 3 quarterback in the nation for sure.
Weren't great. Well, he did. And while October, there were a couple growing pains. There were some really bright moments and some moments that were a little bit up and down. In November, he really took off, starting with the LSU game. He started to play more confidently, started to play more decisively, wasn't so big play reliant, which was huge for him in his growth and development. But I believe the sky is the limit with his skill set. Incredible athlete with the ball in his hands.
Look at the deep shot right here. That deep ball is phenomenal from him.
Underneath accuracy, on the intermediate accuracy. He was decent in those areas last year, but there is room for growth because he's always been able to throw the deep ball. He's always been able to take the distance when he has the football in his hands. So Jalen Milroe comes in for the Crimson Tide at number 5. Number 4. Dylan Gabriel at Oregon. Now, him transferring
the Oregon transfer
to Oregon was one of the biggest.
He's got some pretty good,
especially
talent around him as well, with Evan Stewart and Tej Johnson being probably the best wide receiver tandem in the nation. I don't think I can name another, wide receiver tandem that's better than those two.
Last year,
so Dylan Gabriel might have, his best season in college football.
Had a massive upset against the Texas Longhorns there in the Red River rivalry. He obviously has had a ridiculous amount of success at the college level, dating back to his time at UCF, his couple years there in Norman, and now he replaces Bo Nix. And Bo Nix last year, I think, kind of showcased the blueprint of how you should play the quarterback position in that offense. The problem is Dylan Gabriel's skill set and what he's done traditionally in college football.
Isn't he
very
more on the
different
shorter
than
side
what
for a
Bo
QB
Nix
as well?
did last year. Bo
I think
Nix
he's like
last year kind of
5'10",
dink and dunk,
5'11".
short, high percentage completions, catch and run situations. Dylan Gabriel's been the guy that wants to
Damn,
push
he's
the ball
got
down
an
the field,
arm though.
create vertical shots, make
Lefty,
big plays.
just like
So I'll
Tua.
be curious to see just how this offense kind of blends. But Dylan Gabriel, can't ignore the production. By season's end, he'd have to have a career year, but he could become the all-time leading passer in the history of college football if he could throw for like 4,700 yards. That would break the record held currently by Case Keenum. Let's go to number 3.
Okay.
It's Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur, yeah, I was expecting Shedeur to be in the top 3.
A lot of people are going to have a polarizing opinion of what Shedeur Sanders.
And bro, and I just heard something, I think it was yesterday. This nigga compared himself to Michael Vick and Tom Brady. Bro, this dude's ego is just way too high right now, bro. He need, like 100% he needs to be humble. Like he's a very talented quarterback, don't get me wrong, but compare yourself to great Hall of Fame quarterbacks like that is just insane to me.
Yes, he takes a lot
being
of
that
sacks.
You're still in college, bro. Come on now.
You cannot deny the accuracy. You can't deny the accuracy. Okay, well, 52 sacks. That's what people continue. Well, he takes too many sacks. He was pressured on nearly 40% of his dropbacks.
Damn.
That's an absurd stat. An absolutely absurd stat. He finished 9th nationally in completion percentage at 69%. He was 10th in passing yards, and he was 4th in interception percentage. Okay, pretty impressive when you take all of that into account.
Jimmy
and he
Horn.
did so down the stretch with a little bit of an injury as well with his back. So
I just watched that game
looking
last
at
night
Shedeur
too.
Sanders' growth, he's super accurate, and when he isn't pressured, he will carve you up. I was so impressed with his transition from the FCS to the FBS last year. And I believe now with the full offseason working with Pat Shurmur, his offensive coordinator, he was on staff last year, but Pat Shurmur's been around the game for a long time, universally respected as a quarterback coach. I think Pat Shurmur, his hands-on approach to making sure Shedeur Sanders continues to develop, he's got the best football in front of him. So I think Shedeur Sanders locks down the number 3 spot for the Colorado Buffaloes. At number 2, I have Quinn Ewers. University of Texas.
So who's going to be number 1?
His body in the off season, got the haircut. Everyone wants to talk about those things. That's great. But what I noticed last year was just how much more decisive he was.
I don't know who could be number 1. If you look at
Quinn Ewers too, there were often times in 2022 there were a lot of wasted plays. I mean, it's like, all right, he's not open to throwing. You just get rid of it, and it just there are a lot of wasted plays.
But I ain't gonna lie, he has lost a lot of like that talent that he had last year. He lost Worthy, A.D. Mitchell, and Jatavian Sanders. Now I don't know who they have now because I didn't watch their spring game and shit like that. But like after I finish reacting to this, I'm gonna make sure I go, you know what I'm saying, check out their spring game and shit like that to see who they have, because I don't know who they have right now. The freshmen and shit that they got.
Last year he didn't waste anything.
But I just know on paper, as of right now, that I know of,
when things were open
they don't
underneath,
have that many,
he didn't wait for the big play to come open
talent.
downfield. Just took what he had, and they just continued.
Dude still got C.J. Baxter,
so much more
the 5-star freshman from last year.
Because of the lost weight, I thought he was more athletic. Thought he played the game much more athletic. His feet were better, and all those things helped him to really progress and lead Texas at their first ever college football.
This game pissed me off, bro.
I look at Quinn Ewers. He is the number 2 quarterback in the sport coming into.
So who's number
season.
1?
And then finally, at number 1, shouldn't come as a huge surprise, the Carson Beck of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, shit. I forgot about Carson Beck. I don't know, bro. I don't know why I was blanking on Carson Beck this whole time. Yeah. Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that.
His turn. Let this be an example for all the young quarterbacks out there that aren't starting as a freshman.
I feel like Carson Beck is still kind of slept on, too, in a way.
4 years before he became the starting quarterback at Georgia. And he led Georgia to an unbeaten regular season, nearly took him back to the college football playoff. In his first year as a starter, completed 72% of his passes for nearly 4,000 yards. I didn't have a crazy, ridiculous production when it comes to touchdowns, just 24 touchdowns, but they didn't really let him go in the first 4 or 5 games of the year. It wasn't until the Kentucky game where they really took the reins off and said, all right, Carson, go be the man. And he was down the stretch and got better and better and better as the season went along. And now, with the entire offseason, having studied what he did last year, I think you can expect more improved Carson Beck coming up here in 2024. So that's our list. At number 1, Carson Beck locks it down as the best quarterback in the sport.
I agree with this list. I do. Would there be anything I would change about this? Probably not, but I probably would move Jackson Dart up a little bit. But I don't know, cause like, bro, he has played more games than Noah Fafita, so I would move Jackson Dart, just, you know what I'm saying, at least like up one spot or so. But this is an overall great list. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause usually with these lists, some of these be a little iffy and shit like that. But this one is actually pretty solid list. I wanna know what you guys think down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notification and notify whenever I drop another banger video. We're on the road to 200 subs. So we get there for more banger content like this. Without further ado, I'm out. Gang.